Go.
So we just watched the TED Talk of Lena Gaboe, and this is our response video.
Yes, it is. I found it interesting how much abuse there was in Africa, like the sexual abuse that follows, and particularly the scholarship one, where she had to have sex with the guy every day for the favor of getting her into school.
As a girl, and as somebody who I really like learning. I'm one of those that'll even take a class like just for the teacher. The teacher's a good teacher, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But even being a girl, wanting to learn and loving learning, for me it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
And I would have left because of that.
Yeah, but even on the same side, like, she's doing that so she has a better future for her family and everything.
Better monetary future.
Yeah.
But like, can you imagine how that would emotionally scar her?
Yeah.
For me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would have left.
I mean, that's pretty much getting raped every day because she doesn't really want to have a relationship with that guy. It's just,
and it isn't a relationship; it's sex.
Yeah. It's just,
which there's a very big difference between sex and a relationship.
Yeah. But coming from where she was at in Africa, I mean, they don't have hardly anything over there. So she would. This is what we were saying. She would do basically anything to get that good education. And even though it does probably scar her for the rest of her life, she's just thinking of the future. Future.
I know, and I totally agree. And the thing is that as you listen to her talk even more, you kind of notice that was almost expected.
Yeah.
In that culture.
Yeah.
So I talk from a first world perspective.
Right.
But she may have been going into it almost expecting it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. That's sad.
And she even said similar things happen here in America as well.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I really did, because how often do they say, "Oh, there's problems everywhere else," and we don't even look at like where we're at right now. So I really appreciated that she said, you know, there's people in New Jersey and New York and the Bronx and LA that want a better life. So
I think a lot of times we're kind of caught up in our own little bubble and we don't realize what's going on around us. Like, abuse is sometimes so subtle, like you can't really see it, but it happens everywhere around us, and you really have to be on the lookout for that. Be an advocate of helping others.
I know we should be. And then, like, and I say we should be because I'm gonna be honest, it disgusts me, it bothers me, it really does. But where I'm at now, I don't feel like I can do anything about it, and so I don't. I mean, it may make me sound bad, but at least I'm honest about it. Like, we should be aware of it, but we're aware of it and we don't do anything about it. Like, that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. Another point that I found, like, astonishing was, you know how they described the condoms in the street as, like, bubble gum?
I wanted to vomit.
And it's like, they're sold for less than $1 a day.
I wanted to vomit.
It's like, do their families sell them for $1, less than $1 a day?
At this point, it's possible, just based on what we heard in the talk.
Right. And it's just like, what?
I feel like there's very little respect for the family there.
Girls as young as 12 years old, and like you said, psychologically, how damaging is that for a 12-year-old girl?
Yeah.
Just barely growing up.
I guess in that situation, what can be done? Like, I know we don't see a whole lot of that here in America, but in situations like that, is there much anyone can do?
Yeah, it's definitely a really difficult decision because, like, I'm in a class called Culture and Diversity, and we're talking about like how different people have different cultures, and in the classroom you're supposed to respect the culture, and even if you need to intervene to like help a student be successful, you still need to be respectful of their culture. So even if people here wanted to intervene, how do you go about that when rape and abuse is so ingrained in their culture without being disrespectful?
I think the only way to really do it is have advocates like the lady that spoke to us, because she can go in there and she understands the culture and talk to young women and girls about their future and getting an education, and like she said, it opened up knowledge and empowered them to actually go out and become advocates of themselves and help other young women as well. So it kind of created a domino effect of helping that I thought was really interesting.
I appreciate that, and that made me think of, obviously she's helping girls get to go to school, and that lady that like sells soda and everything and doesn't even use it for herself but uses it for someone else. That means like more than anything, because you think about, it's still charity, it's still a scholarship of some sort, right? But the scholarship coming from advocates, coming from community members, coming from people that actually have your best interest at heart, allow you to avoid a situation like that first girl, that she got the scholarship from the school but then had to pay this big price for it.
Yeah.
Just going off of what you said, like there's that quote, it takes a community to raise a child, something like that. Like if there's really going to be change that needs to be done, everybody has to be pitched in.
Yeah, it really does take an entire change in the culture and the community in order to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about how in the poor communities, I feel like there's a really lax responsibility. Like the guys just can move on from different woman to different woman, and how there was just a community of like mothers,
Yeah.
and there was no father figure in the home. I think that can also stem back to the problems within.
No, it does definitely highlight the problem, and the problem is that, at least in that culture, just based on the video and what Brother Meeker told us, because I'm not going to pretend that I know everything, you know, just based on what we were told in the class, the culture is that women are really just playthings. You know, they're not respected as people, and no one's going to care about them as people, and no one's going to take responsibility for if this girl gets pregnant. They're just there for men to have sex with, which is super unfortunate, and I really do appreciate that she mentioned that happens here too.
Yeah. It was a good video. It really opens your eyes on what's around and the need of help.
I'm excited to see how my country is affected by it. Not excited like I want something bad, but like I want to know about it now,
Right.
and I want to research it, and I'm hoping that it's not that bad, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's
For
actually
sure.
on the better side, and I would really, it'd make me happy to see that
Yeah.
it was on the better side. So.
A lot more respect towards women. All right.